was reading a review yesterday that said that email marketing is set to grow to a staggering $17.9 billion by 2027. So that clearly tells us that email marketing isn't dying, but actually growing. So why is it that it's no longer effective? Well, it's the way that people are approaching it is completely outdated and broken. We live in a trust deficit world. Prospects are no longer buying from a random cold email on a Monday morning. Because in order for someone to buy from you or use your service, you need to build a level of trust with them now. And in order to build trust with someone, you need to research them and learn about them before ever thinking about reaching out to them. That's how you book more sales calls and sign more clients. Okay, so you're asking the $1 million question. How are you doing the researching and reaching out to so many prospects at scale? For anyone that doesn't know me, my name is Mohammed Faridoon, and I've been improving complex software and cloud infrastructures for the last decade of my life. That's why I've built an AI agent that finds the leads for me, grabs their LinkedIn profile to research on them, goes to their website to grab a recent review or a case study, and then gets the latest LinkedIn post so you can write a hyper personalized email that's tailored to each prospect, all done in minutes. That's how you make every email count, save tons of time, and protect your reputation because prospects know that you've taken the time to research them and learn about them before you reach out to them. That's enough of me. Let me show you what the agent looks like and what it's capable of doing. Right. So this is what the brains of the agent looks like. I'm not going to go into anything technical, so if this looks like some technical jargon, I promise you I'm going to try my best not to go into anything technical, but actually show you under the hood what happens when you trigger the agent and it starts to run through its flow. So that's what I'm going to do. The first part is actually there's two parts to trigger the agent. You can actually trigger it from a chat. So when you send it a message and ask it to start the flow, find you the leads and write you the email. Second part is to fill out sort of like a, not really a form, but best and that. So this is what it looks like for now. And you can change all of these fields, but I'll just put a couple of these for the sake of the video. So for example, if you're targeting, I don't know, if you're like a marketing agency and you're targeting, I don't know, SaaS companies, I guess, in United States. And if you're targeting obviously decision makers, so like CEO, founder, I don't know, directors, whatever that is. And then if there's a specific industry and specific SaaS industry that you're targeting, you'll enter a couple of details in regards to the keywords, and that's it. You submit that. It will go out and send all of that information to the next part of the flow, which it actually uses to find the lead. So let me try and explain that a little bit. So the next part of the flow is, or the first part of the flow rather, it passes all of that information, sends all of that to LinkedIn, and then within that, it triggers LinkedIn Sales Navigator. So you have to remember something really important, and that's why this system is really powerful. So if you've read LinkedIn's terms and conditions, LinkedIn doesn't allow connecting to any third-party tools. And that is exactly what we're doing. It doesn't connect to your LinkedIn, but it uses a different system behind the scenes, which doesn't require you to connect anything from your LinkedIn. So your profile is completely safe, but it still gets you all of those leads. So I just wanted to mention that just so, you know, in case it comes up in the comments or someone's wondering, oh, it might LinkedIn might block my profile. So it doesn't connect to your LinkedIn. So it doesn't use any cookies, nothing like that. So it will go out, send all of this information that we've entered in the chat or in that on the UI, pass all of that to LinkedIn, enter all of that criteria to LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and then pull all of those leads out from that, bring it and store all of that to either your CRM, or right now for the purpose of this video, I'll set it up to add and push all of that information to Google Sheets. So for now, it will be storing all of that information to Google Sheets. The next part of the flow is research. So the research, and this is obviously one of the most important parts of the flow. So it researches starting from the prospect's LinkedIn profile. So it would have grabbed the prospect's LinkedIn profile, stored that in Google Sheets. This part of the flow, it gets all of that profile, it studies that profile just so it can gather information that it can use in the email that it's going to write later on. So it will study their profile, grab something valuable, goes to their website, looks for something like a case study or a review, gets that information, stores that within itself, and then it goes to the next part of the flow. So the whole idea about getting all of this personalization, all of this information is, so when we're writing out that personalized email, we can use all of that. So the prospect knows that you've actually spent 30, 40, 45 minutes researching them before you've actually reached out to them. This is how you scale a system that brings you leads on a consistent basis. You're no longer relying on like a large quantity of emails, so blasting out thousands of emails. You can send a couple of hundred and still get the same level of response because you're using so much personalization in your emails. So the next part of the flow is uses the prospect's LinkedIn post. So if they've shared a post, it grabs that information and then it continues to process through the flow. So the next part of the flow is writing a hyper personalized email, and then the last part is to pushes to where you're running your email campaign from. So if you're running it from Instantly, it will push it straight to Instantly, and if you want to pass all of that information to your CRM, then it can do that as well. That is essentially what the flow looks like. So starting from finding the lead to you pushing all of that information to your platforms like Instantly or CRM. Everything done for you in a couple of minutes. So, like I said, it can be controlled by the agent by sending a simple message. So, your team is not sitting there looking for all of these leads or prospecting and then researching on every single prospecting, spending, I don't know, hours on end to come up with a personalized email. Is doing all of that for you, even doing all of the admin for you by updating everything in your CRM or pushing all of that information to your Instantly. That is mainly it. Let me show you what the flow looks like in terms of a flow chart. It's pretty much already what I've discussed, but I thought I'd still just sort of take you through the logical steps that I've taken to come up with the agent and design the flow of the agent. So, like I said, you can submit a form, trigger the agent, or you can trigger it through a chat as well. The next part is to get the LinkedIn profiles. It then starts to scrape the prospect's website, extract all of that information from their website, the relevant information, and then it processes that and formats all of that using ChatGPT. So it does all the reasoning, the thinking, all of that. You can use ChatGPT or any other platform like I don't know, Google's Gemini or whatever, and then it grabs their LinkedIn last LinkedIn post, analyzes all of that again using ChatGPT, and then using all of that information that is collected, it will create a hyper personalized email and then push all of that information to Instantly or any other platform where you're running your campaign from, and then it will update your CRM as well. You can modify this flow as you want, actually, because last week the video that I shared last week was where we actually grabbed the decision makers um, details from a job posting. So that's more of a warmer lead because you know that the people that are looking for someone to hire. So, for example, if you're a marketing agency, you'd rather look for someone or a company that is hiring for an SEO specialist because A, you know that they've got the budget to afford your services. B, you know that they're in pain already. So it's a bit more of a warmer lead. You're not doing any more convincing. So if you include that with a flow like this, that is pouring petrol on a fire. You significantly boost your response rates, get more booked calls, and definitely sign more clients because you're personalizing everything and you're reaching out to people that are in pain. So you're no longer convincing anyone, you're just positioning yourself at the right time to the right person. But I just wanted to show you that you can actually set your requirements in terms of finding the leads by, passing the criteria to the agent. That is essentially it. I don't want to continue sort of waffling on, I guess, but I just thought I'll take you through what the agent does on a specific basis, just so you can see behind the scenes. The whole idea, pretty much, about all of this is just to get you more book calls, close more deals, and increase your monthly recurring revenue. And obviously, it means that you're spending less effort because you're not spending hours on end prospecting and finding the leads. It's completely scalable. because if you're sending out, I don't know, 2,000 emails, every single email within that campaign is going to be personalized. It's obviously means that each one of those leads has got a less cost of acquisition, so you're reducing all of that as well. And it means there's a significant cost saving as part of this, because you're not hiring out an entire team of SDRs to run a campaign like this, or to run any kind of campaign, because you can do every single thing with a single click. Within a couple of minutes, you've got the leads, you've got the personalization, you've updated your CRM, you push everything to the platform where you're running a campaign from. Everything is done within minutes. You don't have an entire team running all of this. That's essentially the whole idea behind this. That's enough of me talking about all of this. If you want to reach out to me on LinkedIn, feel free to search for myself using my name, and my profile will come up. Feel free to send me a DM if you want to see how a system like that can bring you leads on a consistent and predictable, in a consistent and predictable manner. So it will automate your entire lead gen process. If you want to automate your sales process, even your marketing, or maybe it's just a specific system or department or process in your organization or your business that you want to completely automate so you can save time. That's it for me. You can reach out to me on LinkedIn, connect with me on LinkedIn if you want to see a sort of like a demo of a system like this, or maybe a system that you want to develop for your marketing or lead gen. Feel free to book a call with me on my Calendly. I'm going to share that in the description as part of this video. So that is all from me. Keep building, keep growing, and keep learning.